Today we're going to talk about how to support your favorite podcast. Mwah! That's me. Quilters, stay right here. Don't scroll. You are going to like this. You really will. It's called the Listener's Ladder. This is how to listen up, podcast lovers. There's a ladder of support that runs from casual listener all the way up to podcast angel. And climbing it is easier than becoming best friends with your seam ripper. Today, I'm going to show you how to turn your love for the Quilter on Fire podcast into actual support that makes a difference for you and for me. Trust me, you'll feel super good inside for supporting the content you love. Here's the thing about podcasts. They're like that friend who always picks up the dinner tab. Eventually, you want to return the favor, right? The beautiful thing is supporting a podcast is super easy. It only takes a few minutes of your time. So here's the ladder. Rung number 1, the freeloader's paradise. It's not a bad thing. It's a good thing. Just listen, seriously. Your downloads matter more than you could possibly ever think. Every time you hit play, you're casting a vote that says, make more of this. It's a really good return on investment. You listen in and I make more podcasts. Rung number 2, the social butterfly. Follow and share. You know that feeling when you discover an amazing restaurant and you can't stop telling people all about it. Same energy, less calories. Share episodes on social media, text them to friends, mention them at dinner parties or quilt shows. And if you're having a dinner party, let me know. You become a walking, talking marketing department, except you're not wearing a suit. You have no monthly targets to reach, and you're really just sharing what you love. Rung number 3. The review hero. Write reviews and ratings. I know. Writing reviews feels as exciting as organizing your junk drawer. But here's the secret. Those 5-star ratings are like catnip to podcast algorithms. One thoughtful review can introduce hundreds of new listeners to a show. You're basically a talent scout, except you don't have to sneak around and wear sunglasses indoors. Here's rung number 4. The podcast angel. This is where the magic happens. For the price of one fancy coffee per month, you can literally keep a podcast alive. Can you even get a coffee for $3 nowadays? Think about it. That podcast that accompanies you through hundreds of half-square triangles, you can be the reason it keeps existing. That's not just support. That's heroism disguised as a monthly subscription for as little as $3. And finally, this is kind of the big leagues. Rung number 5, the business partner. Advertise on a podcast. If you're a business owner and quilters are your audience, this isn't just support, it's smart marketing. Podcast listeners, especially quilters, are engaged, loyal, and they actually pay attention to ads. Unlike TV viewers who use commercial breaks to question their life choices, podcast listeners stick around. They keep on quilting. They trust their host, that's me, and that trust transfers to the brands I recommend. I don't have it on my podcast unless I love the people and I love the brand. Here's what really gets me about podcast support. It's personal. My listeners voted for me and I won the best lifestyle podcast at the Women Podcasters Awards. What? When you support a podcast, you're not sending money into some corporate void. You're supporting real people like the host, the guests, and the listeners. That's you. We pour our hearts out, our expertise, and a few terrible fire puns and quilty jokes into your earbuds every week. You know what podcasts really are? They're time machines. They turn your daily commute into a masterclass, your morning run into a comedy show, and your late night quilt project into an intimate conversation with someone who just gets it. I started with the crazy idea that maybe, just maybe, someone out there would want to hear what I have to say. And every single time you choose to listen, to follow, to share, to support, you are saying, yes, we want to hear it. Keep going. That's not just supporting a podcast. That's supporting human connection in a world where sometimes it seems like that doesn't exist anymore. So pick your level on the listener's ladder. You can start anywhere, because whether you're a casual listener or a full-blown podcast angel, you're part of something bigger than just entertainment. You're keeping the conversation going. And in a world full of noise, that might just be the most important thing you do today. Now go listen to the podcast and show it some love back. Trust me, I see you and I feel your support. Thank you.